For years, we understood that for the failure like this, leaders are held accountable. So why haven't we held leaders accountable with the same clarity for the failures like this? A new law in UK is starting to close that gap, and the consequences for getting it wrong are severe.
Cyber Unscripted.
So what happens when that invisible resilience fails? The consequences are just as real as anything we can see. In 2025, a ransomware attack hit a company called Synnovis, a pathology partner supporting major hospitals in London. This wasn't just generic attack, it was attributed to Russian-linked cybercrime group. This wasn't a technical outage. Operations were cancelled, services are stopped, and patient data was stolen and leaked. It became a national resilience failure. Now picture this inside your own organizations. A trusted supplier, a critical process, and suddenly everything stops. This is why the government is stepping in. So, what does the new UK Cybersecurity and Resilience Bill actually do? Well, it makes two clear changes to how critical organizations must operate. First, it requires essential services to take digital resilience seriously. Not eventually, not when funding allows, but now. And second, it gives regulators the power to enforce that expectations in a way they simply couldn't do it before. And it starts with organizations the country can't afford to have offline. This is a government taking the lessons we learn from our physical infrastructure and applying them to the digital world. And in doing so, it creates a new cycle. It is powerful, self-reinforcing loop. New legislation that creates clear, no ambiguity accountability, which drives better decisions about investments and risks, and ultimately leads to a genuine resilience for your organizations. Legislations leads to accountability, leads to a better decisions, leads to resilience. This is a model shaping the next decade of cyber resilience. The bill introduces two-tier system for fines: the standard amount for less severe breaches and the higher maximum penalty for more serious or repeated failures. That higher maximum penalty is up to £17 million or 4% of your company global annual turnover. Let me repeat that. 4% of global turnover. The fines are now so large that it is officially more expensive to ignore resilience than it is to invest in it. The fines are terrifying, but who actually answers for them? Who is really on the hook when the digital world fails? Well, it's not just a cyber team anymore. The new rules extend accountability into the digital supply chain. Companies like managed service provider or data centers, if they fail, they take down everyone who is relying on them. But the biggest shift is upwards. This bill is designed to push accountability directly into the boardroom. Think about your own boardroom. Who in reality carries this responsibility today? Accountability for digital resilience just became a leadership issue. And if you think this is only happening in the UK, you are missing the global trend. This is a strategic shift happening everywhere across Europe, US, Australia. The message is the same. Resilience is becoming a leadership responsibility. And some of these global frameworks go even further. For example, the EU NIS2 directive talks about direct personal liability for senior management in cases of gross negligence. That includes the possibility of being banned from leadership roles. Now, UK bill focus on corporate accountability for now, but the global trend is clear, and the future is very likely moving towards holding individual leaders personally responsible. This bill isn't something to be feared. It's something that must be understood. It's a signal that the conversations around the cyber risk has to change. It's no longer a technical issue. It's a core leadership and governance issue. Start with your CISO. Ask them one question. Are we treating cyber as a cost center or as a resilience strategy? Then take the same question into the boardroom. The discussion that follows will tell you more about your true risk posture than any dashboard will. And if that answer isn't clear, that's your first resilience gap. And here is the simplest way to close it. Identify your critical processes, simulate a supplier failure, and quantify the real impact. You don't need a binder or a framework. You need clarity and the conversations that finally connect risk to reality. The excuses that this all too technical is over. The new era of accountability has begun.
Cyber Unscripted.